Hello, good morning. I can't believe that it is already Friday, you guys. I don't know about you, but this week has completely flown by. I think my to-do list has been completely blown up. I'm Dawn Klevesahl. This is our quick tip for the week. If you're here, go ahead and say hello. I see a few of you are on here. Today I wanted to talk to you about the importance of cash flow. And even what does that mean? Because that might be a term you've heard and it's just confusing. You don't really understand it. You know, it's important to have money flowing, cash flowing. What does this even mean? What are we talking about? Well, in a nutshell, what we're really talking about is leaving enough money in the business for the business to run. The business having enough money to pay you so that you can continue to participate in the business and not feel like you're completely stressed out. Hey, Liz. See you jumped on here. That's great to see you. So really, your cash flow is about more than just the money flowing through your business. It's really about, first off, I think recognizing that your business is its own entity. It needs to be its own thing outside of you. I feel like a lot of the business owners I talked to over the years, they really honestly feel like it's their personal piggy bank, the business, which I completely understand. It's your baby. It's the thing that you've created. You've thrown your heart and soul into it. But what ends up happening is end up treating it like it's their own personal bank account. And the money is going in and out without any rhyme or reason. So when we're talking about cash flow, it's really how can we get control over that money, make sure that money is working for you, make sure the money is doing things inside the business so that the business is actually growing and becoming something outside of yourself. I mean, ideally, it would be wonderful if you could at some point step back, just be managing your business and have the whole thing run. And even if that isn't your goal eventually, you still want the business itself to have money so that the business can be prosperous. That was one of the things that I noticed when I first started using Profit First for my business. When I did my initial assessment, you guys know the instant assessment, the one that tells you where you're spending too much and where you're spending too little. Well, I was drawing more money than the business could sustain. That was the kind of big thing that hit me. You might be wondering, how can you take out more money than what is in the business? Well, over time, you end up with money in your bank account. Maybe it's from a different period. Does it, like if in June you made $1,000, but I took out $2,000, that money could have been there from another time period. So that was one of the things that I was noticing. The other thing that I noticed with my cash flow is I wasn't leaving enough. I kind of knew this. I think you know this if this is happening to you, but I wasn't leaving enough money in the business account to pay for coaching, to pay for advertising, for the business itself to have a life, for its business itself to have that life where it can grow and do more than just put money in my pocket. And then the third thing that I realized was that I wasn't charging enough, which, hi, Becky. And then someone else said hi, but you haven't enabled the software. It's StreamYard, you have to like tell it that you can talk to me. So when I get off, I'll pop in and say hi to you. But I wasn't leaving enough money in the business. And then I also wasn't paying myself. And that's part of the reason why there wasn't enough money in the business. I should have been able to pay myself what I was paying myself, but I wasn't charging people enough. And part of the reason I wasn't charging enough, didn't really understand what to charge. Been through every training, I think, that you could possibly be in on value pricing and all this stuff. And it just kind of felt like woo-woo kind of out there. I knew how much I needed, right? I knew, and most of you do, you know how much you need to make. And I think that's a better place to start as far as pricing. But one of the things that happens when we go into a pricing situation with our client, if we're not realizing what's going on behind the scenes, maybe in our subconscious, is that we're willing to take less money than we actually need to run the business, because again, we're not treating the business like its own thing that needs its own money. We're treating the business like our personal piggy bank. So what I would do, maybe I'd go into bid for a job and I knew I needed to make an extra $300 that month. I would be willing to take $300, but that's not what the business could sustain. The business needed me to make $600 off of that particular job so that there would be money for me to get paid and money for the business to continue to run, money for the business to do things with your clients that you want to do. If you want to give them Christmas presents, every year, you have to be charging enough so that you can afford to do those things. If you want to donate to charity based off what your business's income is, you need to make charging enough so that you can do that without hurting the business itself and without hurting your bottom line. So that when we're talking about cash flow, that's really the basics of it. Is we really want that money flowing into our business in a way so that we can use it to fund the things that we need to fund. And Profit First, obviously, is what I'm going to tell you is the best solution, right? As a Profit First coach, but there's more than that too. So Profit First does give you the outline. It gives you the information you need to start creating categories for where your money is going to go. It gives you the little bowls or plates that your money is going to go in, so that you don't overspend, so that you're making sure that you pay yourself and the things that are really important for you to do for you. But the other aspect of that where people are getting hung up is on the accounting side. How am I going to account for all this? And that's really important too. So even though accounting and cash flow are not the same thing, you do need to understand how to enter your transactions in your accounting so that you're not messing up your books, because the Profit First bank accounts makes it really easy to look and see how much money you have available to spend. If you're not doing the bookkeeping side correctly, then it can be a complete disaster. So I want to tell you guys that I am focusing on working with businesses that are in their first 2 years of business. So if it fits you, if you're in your first 2 years of business and you need help with your cash flow, you need help with these kind of things, you're at that phase where either you're doing your own bookkeeping, someone in your family's doing your bookkeeping for you, or you have just one person on staff who's maybe doing office managing and also trying to balance the bookkeeping side of things. That is, if that fits you, that is who I'm helping. That's who I want. I want to work with you and help you learn how to do those things. And I think it's really important, especially on the bookkeeping side of things, as it relates to Profit First and other cash management. I really feel like it's super important that you, as the business owner or office manager, inside and out how to run your bookkeeping every month. I want you to be able to reconcile your books every single month. These are things that are really important that you need to do. And also put you in a position a year from now to be able to know it and understand it so much that you can either continue working in it if that's not taking up too much of your time, or you're in a position where you can pass it off to someone else, but still have a clear understanding of what is going on inside of your accounting. And I can tell you, over the years, I've worked with so many business owners, and they just completely turn a blind eye to the accounting, to the bookkeeping side of the business. And those businesses are not the ones that do well. Those are the ones that end up coming and saying, I need help closing out my books because my business is done. And I don't want that to be you. And it's also businesses that are what Mike says in his books, are in entrepreneurial poverty. We don't want that. We don't want you putting every single ounce of yourself into your business and not getting anything for you and your family, because what that looks like is stress on you, stress on your family. Nobody's happy. Maybe you are running out of money halfway through the month. Maybe you're in a position where you see that there's money in there and you're like, awesome. And you go and you spend and you buy some things that you needed for the business. Unbeknownst to you, oh my gosh, that was the money that was supposed to go for the tax payments or something. Having a system, again, that's cash management and learning how to do your own bookkeeping so that you're tracking all of this is crucial and key. So that said, I want to invite you next week to the Permanent Profitability Challenge. Hold on. Permanently Profitable Challenge. I was going to say that wrong. And what we're going to be doing over 3 days at the end of the week, so let me get the right dates, the 28th, 29th, and 30th, I'm going to be talking to you guys a little more in detail about what does it take for you to be permanently profitable. What are the areas in your business that you're going to need to focus on? And there'll be homework and things like that, like we normally have in the challenges, so that you have some action steps to take to move towards actually being profitable. Because I really feel like you can learn every tip and technique that's available out there, but if you are not taking action on it, you might as well not have the training. Because sometimes, we watch a training and we feel really good because, we learned this new idea concept. But if you're not implementing it, then you're really, it's just not doing you any good. So everything that I do for you guys, I want it to be something that is actionable. I want it something to be where you know that if you're taking that next step, you're going to be getting closer to the goals that you have for your business. So again, if you are in your first year as a business specifically, this is perfect for you, especially if you are the one doing your own bookkeeping. I want you to be able to jump in here and learn how you can be permanently profitable, how that's going to work for your business. So thank you so much for being here today. On Friday, I tried to keep them a little bit short. But during the week, if there's anything that comes up, feel free to ask questions in the Facebook group, because that's where I'm going to hear what you actually want me to talk about. So definitely do that. Have a wonderful weekend. Like I said, you guys, I can't believe it's already Friday. All right, take care. And let's see. Oh, and I'll post a link to the challenge so you can actually join it. So watch for that in the next hour or so. Talk to you later. Bye.